So I have to be very careful here when I say this. We're fed this narrative that things are getting worse. They remember how things made them feel, but they don't remember the details. Minecraft is an indie game. A lot of people don't know this. Esports is a dying business globally. You have to have a team in China in order to be profitable in China. And the government wants ROI. Total prize pool for the Esports World Cup is something in the range of $70 million. That's just the prize pool. What a lot of people don't recognize is that gamification is the most successful way for you to achieve anything.
Gaming is no longer just entertainment, it's a multi-billion-dollar global industry. And here in Saudi Arabia, it's growing faster than anywhere in the world. Today I'm joined by Aziz Khalid, who is a growing content creator, who was also a host on the Esports World Cup here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And we're going to discuss how he got started in creating content in the gaming space, how he's grown, and the future of gaming worldwide and specifically in Saudi Arabia and the GCC.
All right, first of all, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure seeing you after many years.
We were school friends.
Yes. So Aziz, how did you get started in the gaming space? It felt like out of nowhere, sort of. It's like one day you're just Aziz, and the next day you're Aziz Khalid.
Fair enough. I've always been into gaming. I've actually been creating content since I've known you.
Okay.
Gaming content, but it's always been kind of just all over the place, not really focused on anything, and not consistent. Gaming is something that I've loved for a long time. I was in a space that a lot of people didn't occupy in terms of gaming here. Globally, this space has existed and it's a strong space, has a lot of people that occupy it, and that is like more indie and smaller games.
Yeah.
In the region and globally, most gamers are what are called ball and gun gamers.
Yeah.
This is the term affectionately used by,
like shooter games and FIFA.
Yes, exactly.
And GTA, basically.
It's games with guns, games with balls. That being NFL in the US and NBA and FIFA globally, and Call of Duty, and like you said, GTA. Now,
yeah, the games that I see you playing seem like they seem like very small games made to finish in like a couple hours or something, or like a few days, a week.
Yeah,
with casual playing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Look, I mean, the thing with the current consumer appetite / gamers' appetite is that even games that are more in-depth but are made by smaller studios might not have the impressive graphics that something like Call of Duty has or GTA. They don't do as well because the marketing isn't there, one. And two, a lot of gamers don't want to break out of their shells. So... and
maybe they don't see a demand for it. Like, why should I make content about this unknown game?
Yeah, I mean, the content creation side is a different element of it. Like you're talking about, as a creator, in order to create something in that space, like you said, you have to find the demand for it, but also you have to be incentivized with views and such. Because sometimes there's no demand for it, but you can still get views, right? Like that's. It's a weird paradox that happens in gaming.
Maybe depending on your personality. Or,
exactly, yeah. So what ends up happening is you won't grow a great following if you don't play these games, if you're not in this space. But paradoxically also, if you're in this space, you're competing with giants. Behemoths, like the biggest creators are usually the ones that are playing Call of Duty.
If you're in the big game space.
Yes, okay. Yes.
Okay.
So a lot of people find their way by playing weird games and doing reactions or playing horror games. That's really the big trend. Now, as a creator, I've always loved creating. I've always loved gaming, and I've always had a strength in explaining things. I love explaining board games to my friends. Talking about concepts in gaming and this kind of stuff. So when I decided I wanted to go into, or I wanted to shift gears and really take content creation and gaming to more seriously and to a more intense level, my focus was how do I introduce this strength that I have, which is explaining to people weird games. Yeah, essentially.
I mean, you got me. like I don't know any of those games, and I'm not a huge gamer as such. But like, I'm just like watching. I'm like, wow, what an interesting game! Like it's like some mystery. Like
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people miss out on the fact that just because a game doesn't look impressive doesn't mean that it won't be enjoyable and very fun. And there won't be something that can only exist in indie games. What ends up happening when games get big and they become AAA titles meaning there's a huge marketing budget, huge development budget, and is developed by a massive studio.
Yeah.
Massive studios don't take chances. In fact, a statistic came out this last year, which is that I forget the exact number, but a massive majority of gamers played a remake in the last year. At least one.
You mean like the definitive edition of San Andreas,
for example,
like things like that,
or Resident Evil 4 remake or Silent Hill 2 remake. Gamers play remakes consistently. And companies make remakes consistently. Why is that? Because we know that there's a following for this game. Why should we venture out and do something different rather than just play?
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
And not just that, but I can also capitalize on nostalgia.
Yeah.
Nostalgia is right now driving a lot of entertainment. We're in the age where nostalgia, we're seeing in Hollywood, we're rarely seeing a new franchise. We're often seeing either a franchise based on the already established IP or a reboot.
Yeah, even Disney cartoon movies. Yeah,
exactly. Live actions of animated movies. It's this trend that's going on. So,
do you think that, on a side note, do you think that's because people just are seeing the way everything is heading is like getting worse, and they just want to go back to like the good old days?
Yeah, I mean, so I have to be very careful here when I say this, because I don't want to say that I believe that things are getting worse. I'm very optimistic.
Yeah.
And I think all the indicators say that things are getting better. But I think that social media has figured out that negativity does better. And so we're fed this narrative that things are getting worse a lot more nowadays. And so people do tend to go towards more comfort things and what's more comfortable than your childhood when you didn't have too many responsibilities or issues or whatever, and you could play video games for hours and you could play your favorite Metal Gear game, and so you play the remake of your your favorite Metal Gear game. But I think another factor is nostalgia is a powerful tool. A powerful tool. A lot of people, they remember how things made them feel, but they don't remember the details. So I'll go back and I'll play games that I played in my childhood, and then I realize, oh, this wasn't as good as I remember.
And the best way to sell something is by emotion.
Yeah, of course.
And you have the entire game basically based on emotion.
100%. 100%. But to go to what sparked this point is me trying to convey that indie games are the ones that take chances, because they've got nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yeah.
Whereas major studios have everything to lose and little to gain. If they change the format, they're likely going to piss off, or they're likely going to upset a chunk of their audience that likes how the game is now. And people are often resistant to change.
Yeah.
And again, ironically, they're resistant to change in the beginning, but a couple steps down the line, they're like, oh, you're just giving us the same thing year after year, and there's nothing new, and you're making me pay the same price. Which is why we're seeing massive decline. One of the least successful entries in the Call of Duty series is the last one. And in fact, it made them decide that we're not going to do a Black Ops year after year. We're always going to do our format of Black Ops Modern Warfare, Black Ops Modern Warfare. But they took a shot in the last couple of years and they did Modern Warfare, Black Ops, Black Ops. I believe that's the case. I'm 100% sure it's Black Ops. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is there's a massive space that's not occupied by creators or gamers here. And that space is what determines the success of an industry, in my belief. Because hardcore gamers, though they're going to be your whales, the people that really support gamers and or the gaming space, and just when you've got them, you've got them. But they tend to be hooked to one or two games, and they're the ones that they pay for, and then they're resistant, and they drive away the casual gamer. Because the casual gamer goes, oh, that's intense, that's a lot.
Like, I'm not dedicating my whole life to one game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, hardcore gamers tend to be intense in their love for something. And then, so that exists here. There's a lot of hardcore gamers, people that they're so into gaming, and they discuss it with such passion, and they have that love for this space. And then there's the casual gamers, or the ball and gun gamers. They only play those two games. Yes, they're both good for the industry, but the middle ground almost doesn't exist. So how do you create that middle ground? It is my belief that you create that through education. What form of education? Obviously is there's multiple formats and multiple ways, but the way I know how is by explaining and exploring what lesser known games and talking about them. And thankfully, I've found success in this space and interest from a lot of people that want to play these weird games that I'm talking about.
So where do you find these games?
I found these.
Are these on like PlayStation or Xbox, PC? Like,
I mean, a lot of them are on all of the platforms, but I find them through content, Western content. So a lot of my content is in Arabic. So I'll find the game that I really like through creators that are in the indie game space or the AA space, and then I'll convey the message, or even I'll just go on, for example, Steam and look at games that are recommended to me.
You just try out anything.
I'll just try out different games. Yeah, it's always fun to.
Okay. And are these games usually a lot cheaper than like the big games?
Drastically.
So like instead of like $50, you could get it for like $5-10, something like that.
Oh yeah, less even. You can get it for like $2, $3.
Wow.
$5 sometimes, and obviously it ranges. But like a game like Hollow Knight was a massive indie success, one of the biggest games of the year. Hollow Knight was priced at like 40 riyals, but 20 riyals when it first came out here for a couple of days. That's not even, what is that? That's like $4,
like
$5.
Yeah.
Like that's if you're going to the lesser, but like even if you go up, that's $10. That's a game that people have been excited for, and that's been highly anticipated for about 10 years now. They could have charged, and the first entry into the game, or the first entry into the series, was a massive success. They could have easily charged $40, and people would have paid and said thank you for the price, because now AAA titles and a lot of games, they charge something in the range of $60 to $80 for video games. So
even 100, I think,
some stuff
crossing $100, like GTA is probably going to be 100 or more.
The conversation around that is still kind of ongoing.
Okay.
A lot of people think that it's going to be $100, $120, and a lot of people think it's going to be less than, and they're going to focus on the online aspect of it, because online
DLCs and
also
buying like money and stuff.
Yes, online's generated hundreds of, if not billions of dollars for them.
Yeah.
And since GTA 5 has come out, and it's been so long.
Yeah.
But online has kept Rockstar, growing, and not even like by a little bit, massively.
Yeah.
I think GTA Online.
They've been making money till recently, I believe, like as the same as when the game first released.
Oh yeah.
Like they're still making like as if the game is new, and the game honestly is amazing. It's like fantastic. It doesn't get old.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. And they're releasing DLCs in preparation for 6, and I think they're going to continue to use the same online world or ecosystem. But they might even develop the technology behind it. But I don't know if they would be pressed to change the online world. I wouldn't. If I was,
well, I mean, it's going to be a different like country, a different like city and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
They might find a way to integrate 6 into the current online ecosystem, and maybe even facilitate an entry point to that. But I would assume that they have a plan to kind of shift into a new system.
So these smaller games, are they usually like one small like company or group of people makes one small game, or is it like a big company that makes like 100 tiny games? Because I'm trying to think that how does it make sense for them to charge $2 for this game? Or is
volume.
there AI helping them create these now? Like, were these available before AI?
Yeah, of
I've
course.
bundled up a few questions for you there.
Let me break it down.
Yeah.
So, one is indie games are inherently smaller teams. They're independent. They're a bunch of people that love gaming. They have a cool idea, and so it's one. It could be one person, you know, and a lot of times, like even bigger teams still are considered independent, such as the game of the year, Claire Obscure, is an independent title. Even though 33 people worked on it, and they utilized a Korean development company to help them, even with some aspects of, I believe, compression and, but I don't know. I don't know what exactly they utilized the Korean development company's help with, but it's still under the umbrella of AI, though it's caused a debate. This has been a debate, especially because they have a massive budget for their voice actors and such. But regardless, technically it's an indie game. It's been classified as an indie game in all of the award ceremonies. So, yeah, indie games have existed.
What is the criteria for an indie game? Like, it has to be below this many, like, developers, or below this much funding or cap?
Well, so that's the thing about, there's no clear-cut criteria. But simply, it's independent team, so not an established developer. And then it's also, there's a lower marketing and development budget. And the size of the team can range really, but generally those are the two major factors. But I will say, indie games have existed. Gaming started as an independent venture. So it was
Gaming as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, ultimately, like, yeah, big companies came into the fray and made massive games, but the first game ever, technically, the first video game ever was a showcase at a science museum.
Was it like Tetris?
No. It was called Tennis for Two. A lot of people think Pong is the first game ever, but it's called Tennis for Two, and it was a showcase by two scientists, or by a group of scientists, I believe, at a museum trying to showcase this cool physics equipment to the general public. So they made it a game that you could play. And basically it was Pong, which is, you know, a platform goes up.
Where you hit the ball like to the other side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the first video game ever.
But did you just say like they thought it's Pong?
A lot of people think it's Pong because the first...
But it is Pong. It is, or are you saying it's not?
It's called Tennis for Two.
Okay.
Pong is a different IP.
Okay.
That took Tennis for Two and actually made it into a system.
But they're both just hitting a ball from one side to another. Okay.
Fundamentally, yes.
Okay.
So, to go back a step, or not to go back a step, but to go forward a little bit in this timeline, a lot of people, this is a passion project for them. So they make a game because they see that this game doesn't exist in the market. So what do? I make a game that I really like, and I put it out there just to kind of cover a little bit of the effort that I put into it.
And maybe they don't care about the return.
Some don't.
Yeah.
But then there are teams that they know they're going to make a great game, and they can charge this amount, but they know that they don't have the let's say, marketing power as a game like, you know, Call of Duty. So they can't charge $60 because who's going to try a game that doesn't look as impressive graphically as Call of Duty and take a chance on an indie developer? So they have to charge lower prices. But the thing about that is that gaming, a lot of the cost is it's minimal. It's in time, effort.
Well, I mean, it depends if you're paying the developers or if the developers are the people of the game.
Yes. If it's just a bunch of people who are independent, they want to make a cool game, and they get together, the only thing that they're really doing is just they're
using time. Yeah.
They're using their free time to develop this game.
Yeah.
So many developers, they'll develop really cool games over a span of 12 years. and they'll adapt. Like they'll go from different engine to different engine because a lot of engines have, tools to help you kind of move forward. And once you have a lot of the core stuff, you can easily, not easily, but more seamlessly switch to more advanced engines. But regardless, there are companies also smaller companies who that's their whole thing is they make cool smaller games, but often that's in the double A scene because they're paying developers, and so there's a higher development cost. So I think it's a mix really. Yeah.
So these smaller games, let's say a small indie group makes a game and they see that people just tend to like it without us spending marketing budget. This game is blown up, it's gone viral through people like you, for example, maybe. So then would they like capitalize on this and make it like, okay, it's no more $2, make it $50? Like, I mean, that would not be such a bad idea for them. Like, I mean, on one hand, they don't want to like make their customers angry that, oh, these are just opportunists and they're just trying to like milk us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if you don't know as a developer, when will you get an opportunity like this again? Like, this game has blown up, this could be my payday, maybe he's someone who does want a good return.
So the thing is that like $2 games and $3 games, $10 games, $15 games, if you break out into the viral mainstream, you're accessing a market that can't pay $60 sometimes.
So you do the volume.
You do the volume.
Yeah.
For example, one of the most successful games in the last couple of years, if not the last year, was a game called Schedule 1. It was a game about owning a illegal business and growing it. But it was, I think there was something in the range of $10 to $15, $20. Massive success that the developer I think said that he has no, like he plans to do something for free just because of how much money he made. Especially if you're talking about like things like Steam, the percentage they take isn't as massive. So the money you're making if you're selling hundreds of thousands of copies is pretty good money.
But I mean, there would be a pretty tight margin on like $2-3. Because even though there's not much overhead, there's still some overhead. 100%. And in $2-3, like it's.
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean.
Well, the good thing about games is that because it's all digital, you can scale endlessly without like getting more overhead.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, ultimately, like the things like Unity and Unreal Engine, which are engines that people build games on, they tend to charge you. Now, there was this big controversy back in the day, but they tend to charge you just a subscription fee to develop on their platforms. So you're not really. You don't really need to, let's say, there's no real overhead once the game is published.
Okay.
Now, obviously, there's, if you want to keep yourself fed and all of that, but that's besides the point. What a lot of people do is they either capitalize on the success and so they make a part 2 and maybe charge a little bit more because now they've developed a brand, or they make a collector's edition,
or they make skins.
They make skins.
Skins is like the best business model. Like.
Yes.
Like these like intangible things in the game that you can sell for money, it's like a gold mine.
Battle passes, DLCs, they're all things that you can do as a developer to not lose the trust of your fan base and to maintain a healthier.
And you could be like, you people who can't afford things, you're fine. Like you can continue playing. People who want to spend, you can spend thousands and tens of thousands on skins and like waste money. Like
to a lot of people, that's not a waste, but I don't spend on skins. I'll just say that.
So you're getting into these indie games. You saw like this gap in the market, and you got into the indie games, and. You never had like was there never a game that you were like really obsessed with, or like a big game that was your thing? Were you like a big Call of Duty guy or something?
I was a big Minecraft guy.
Okay.
Minecraft is an indie game. A lot of people don't know this.
Okay.
Minecraft is now owned by Microsoft and is no longer technically indie. But it started off as a single developer
Wow.
and then grew slowly.
And this is before Claude and everything.
Yes, yeah, of course. I mean, AI couldn't develop games 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When indie games have been growing since
Yeah.
the early 2000s, you know, more and more. But to go back to that point, yeah, I was obsessed with with a few big games, but and I loved a lot of stuff from Nintendo and a lot of the big companies. But it's just I've always been more interested in interesting game mechanics, new stuff, than I am in playing the same thing over and over again. But when I saw this gap in the market, what I did was I realized I could enter it as a creator, and I could also utilize my business background and my network to enter it as a consultant. I worked in consultancy for a while, just general like business strategic consultancy, and I worked in marketing. And I realized that there's a lot of people that are trying to enter the Saudi market. So just so we're clear, the Saudi government has put out a strategy called the NGES, the National Gaming and Esports Strategy. The National Gaming and Esports Strategy, one of the major goals is for Saudi to become the hub of gaming globally.
Of esports, especially.
Global gaming and esports.
Yeah.
But esports is the great marketing vehicle to bring eyes into this market.
And to monetize it more.
Actually, well, this is an interesting fact about esports. Esports is a dying business globally.
Really?
There's only two places, or not only two places, but there are two major places where there's actual money in esports.
So, just to be clear, esports and gaming, what's the difference? Like, esports is where you're competing against other people. Is that just the difference?
Esports is the competitive scene, and gaming is.
So it's like a World Cup of Call of Duty, for example, or Rocket League or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Esports World Cup is the World Cup for a bunch of different esports games where people win titles in like 20 or so titles. I forget they just recently announced how many games are going to be in this edition of the Esports World Cup, as well as there's going to be an Esports Nations Cup, which is nations will participate in a Esports World Cup style tournament.
So what's the difference between nations and worlds?
World is in the let's put it in the,
like there could be two local teams against each other.
Yes,
but nations is only this country versus this country.
Yes. So esports generally is based on teams. It's esports teams, like organizations such as Falcons, such as Liquid, Vitality, Gen G, and a bunch of the big ones. Whereas Nations Cup, and that's the Esports World Cup. So it's like, to put it in football terms, it's like
Real Madrid and Manchester United.
Yes.
While the Nations is like Brazil and Spain.
Exactly.
Okay. So you're a very good explainer.
I appreciate it. I mean, you did the explaining for me, but yeah, thank you. So ultimately, esports globally, as I said, is only monetarily feasible in two places right now. Or let's say the two biggest successful places in terms of money are here, Saudi Arabia, with the Esports World Cup being the main attraction. And then number two, it's China.
Okay.
But China has a massive esports fan base. And they tend to support their Chinese teams. And you have to have a team in China in order to be profitable in China. You can't have a global team that competes in China sometimes. No, you have to have dedicated teams for the Chinese market, is my understanding. Now, I might be wrong about this. I'm not the most well-versed in esports, but I do know that for a fact, in Europe, in the United States, esports is a dying business. Because there's no licensing in esports for broadcasting. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, forms of monetization for sports is broadcasting licenses.
So you mean it's like the pay to play or whatever?
No, it's the pay to watch,
Yeah, pay to
pay per
watch.
view.
Pay per view,
Yes.
exactly, yeah.
So-
So is that what it is?
It doesn't
Right.
exist in gaming
So it's just free.
because everything is streamed on Twitch.
Okay.
Everything is streamed on YouTube and Kick.
Mm-hmm.
And gamers and esports viewers, a lot of companies have tried to move to a paid model and such.
But I mean, streaming is paid as well, right? There's monetized streamers. It's pretty big now.
Yes, but it's the money you get from that is not going to cover the cost of such a glamorous event as the Esports World Cup.
I mean, sponsors would be what covers it. Because like
Globally,
Yeah.
sponsors have pulled out of esports because the exposure isn't enough and the ROI isn't feasible.
Mm-hmm.
So with Saudi, it's a completely different ballgame because it's a government-backed endeavor, and the objective is beyond just it's strategic more than it is immediate ROI.
it's
Now-
more like just overall reputation of the
Exactly.
country, tourism. Like they'll make money from these things.
Well,
Like when people
tourism-
visit, they'll get a hotel, a flight, rent
Exactly.
a car.
Just to be very clear, not just that, but when you say reputation, it's specifically showcasing that there is a massive interest and a market in gaming here. So a lot of people don't know this, but massive part of the population is gamers. And because it's a younger population, there's something like 99% internet adaptation or adoption
Yeah.
in Saudi. So everyone has access to the internet. A lot of people are gamers. Something that a lot of people don't know is
And
that
it's hot.
and it's hot. So people, well,
You
this
don't
is
want to leave the house.
exactly. It's a massive hobby. A lot of people don't know this. 50% of the or 40 to 58 to 50% of the gamers here in Saudi are female.
Wow.
That's not
40 to 50%.
48 to 50.
48 to 50.
Yes.
Wow.
That's not something that a lot of people know.
Because they don't stream and go live as much as guys.
Well, also generally, it's a male-dominated space
Yeah.
globally. That is.
Yeah.
Here, it's a head-to-head between.
Wow.
Yeah, when it comes to like numbers,
Are the esports mixed?
there's no. Men compete against men and women compete against.
Is that everywhere or just here?
That's it changes, but no, there's a lot of places have it gender
Okay.
focused because it's a different
It's just like how
different
sports
level.
is generally.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, it's literally that.
Yeah.
It's capability.
Men and women are just different
Yes.
mentally, physically.
Yes,
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. So let's take a step back and talk about the journey. A lot of people want to enter the market because of this national strategy, because of massive investment. Global markets, the UK, the Europe, and the US are taking less risks in terms of gaming, and they're paying less because it's become a very, let's say, it's grown massively, and so there's a lot of companies that
It's already gone up. It's
Yeah.
like they're a bit late.
development costs are massive and all this stuff. So Saudi is becoming a bastion for the future of gaming. And so a lot of people want to enter the market. So I worked in this space for a little bit where I helped people enter the Saudi market. And I saw,
You helped like gaming developers from outside
Yes.
expand to Saudi.
not just developers, but also people who want to provide services to gamers, products that service gamers, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what kind of numbers are we looking at in terms of investment? Like how much is the government investing into gaming and esports, and then what kind of return can companies who are investing see or expect? Because obviously companies do want ROI, like
course.
they're not just trying to get reputation or tourism.
No, of course, yes.
Yeah.
So, and the government wants ROI.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear, like, this
They
is
do, but it's like less
Imminent.
It's less like desperate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. It's 100% a long-term strategic goal and not an immediate scramble for money. Just so we're clear, in terms of investment, there's no hard number, but I'll give you some numbers. So, for example, talking about the Esports World Cup, the total prize pool for the Esports World Cup is something in the range of $70 million last year. That's just the prize pool. You're not talking
That's
about...
the prizes.
That's just the prizes.
Okay.
You're not
$70
talking
million in 1 year.
Yes.
Prizes to winners of esports.
Yes. Now, that's the least amount of paid towards the Esports World Cup.
Wow.
Because you're talking about a adjacent festival. So when the Esports World Cup is happening, it's not just the esports tournaments. It's a whole festival that's around it. It's the Content Creator League where content creators can win $1 million real if they win. It's the different activations that go on. It's the different partnerships. It's the shows. So many. It's the preparations. All of that
Venues and everything. Yeah.
well exceeds
Yeah.
the $70 million.
Yeah.
Now that's one aspect. The other aspect was the government recently in the last, I want to say in the last year, have provided two funds, Impact 47 and Mirak, $140 million to invest into the gaming space. A chunk of that internationally and another chunk of that locally.
So the government has given these two companies, what are they?
They are venture
Okay, VCs.
VCs, yeah.
Okay, to invest into like developers.
Yes, they're
Gaming startups and things like that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, some globally and some developers here.
Yes.
How's the developer space here?
It's a growing space. It's
A lot of opportunities.
lots of opportunities.
Yeah.
It's still
It's
a
like
very
a gap, I think.
massive gap.
Yeah.
There's good developers. There's a lot of good companies, especially in the mobile space. But
You mean like mobile iPhone games?
mobile apps, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of people don't know that mobile games are the biggest revenue generator in gaming by far.
Wow.
Yes, because it's super easy. You just pull out your phone and
Yeah.
and it's a
all the
microtransaction.
super addictive stuff with the skins and like things to buy, like
Yes.
Clash of Clans and like
Exactly.
yeah.
So it generates a lot. But any investor in the space knows this. Like
Yeah.
a lot of them are focused on the mobile. If you're looking at it purely from a return perspective, you're going to go to the mobile app space. But if you're looking at it from an industry perspective, from an ecosystem perspective, you have to have a healthy console and PC gaming space. So aside from that money investment, there's also been many programs to support gamers and gaming content creators and gaming businesses. And so again, the investment doesn't just come in the form of hard cash investment or whatever. It's also, we're seeing it in different kinds of aspects. One of which recently, AzizKhalidGames Group, which is one of the biggest companies in the gaming space here in Saudi Arabia.
Is it a Saudi company?
It's fully owned by the
Okay.
Public Investment Fund.
Okay.
And recently, I believe this was announced that the PIF had transferred all of its gaming assets to AzizKhalidGames Group. That means Nintendo, that means other massive gaming companies.
PIF owns Nintendo?
They owned
Like a chunk of it.
5%, I believe.
Okay.
I believe it's 5%.
Okay.
So-
So Savvy Group is like their gaming entity.
Exactly.
Their
yes.
wing, basically.
Yes, it's the gaming investment
Arm.
arm
Yeah.
of PIF, and I'd say the massive gaming investment focus of the country. Now there also is the esports federation, which is that's another massive entity that focuses on developing the gaming and esports scene. Now, to take a step back, there was a memorandum of understanding signed between the Ministry of Education and AzizKhalidGames Group to facilitate gaming becoming beyond just an interest here and an actual potential career, where they're actually going to introduce into Saudi schools curricula that support students becoming more invested in gaming, in the gaming space.
You know, sorry, is your thought done?
No, yeah.
Sorry. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Like, I genuinely think if you play useful games, like strategic games, or even if they're not strictly strategic, I think games have a very strong positive impact on kids, like, because like obviously me as a person who's been young and grown up, and I've seen people who were my friends who were gamers, who weren't gamers, like, and even myself, my own experience, like, I have personally learned a lot of like mindset skills from games.
Absolutely.
Like for example, growth. Like if I do this consistently, I will reach this goal.
Yes.
Which in real life is a bit tougher, right? Because it's all real things are at stake. But in a game, you have nothing to lose. You can test out, like, if I consistently do this, what happens? If I leave this and do it every now and then, and there's the competitive thing. So like the kids who play like FIFA or Call of Duty very religiously, they get a very like competitive kind of energy that when they get older, it translates into their career, and they want to like get this certificate, they want to get a promotion, and while other people who weren't in this are more like, yeah, I'll just do this and that. Like,
sure, absolutely,
yeah.
yes.
So I was thinking literally, like, I want to encourage my kids to play games.
Right.
Unlike how some of our parents didn't allow us even.
Well, you don't blame them. Look, because the narrative around gaming has shifted drastically in the last 15 years or so. You know, in the last 15 years, gaming has you know, also shifted as an industry. One, there was no future in gaming, and then suddenly creators. I attribute a lot of YouTube's success to not just gaming but Minecraft.
You were doing Minecraft on YouTube? You were doing Minecraft videos on YouTube?
No,
is that what you mean?
No. I mean YouTube became a more successful medium because of Minecraft and Call of Duty. Because creators were creating content in those two games. I think it's a hand-in-hand thing, by the way. I'm not saying Minecraft made YouTube and that's it. It's both.
Yeah, it's
YouTube
like
made Minecraft and Minecraft made YouTube, which is why one of the most successful gaming categories to this day on YouTube is Minecraft.
Really?
Yeah, of course. Playthroughs and content creators, they're constantly some of the top gaming creators. Constantly.
Wow. And I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying Minecraft made YouTube. I think YouTube had a lot of stuff going for it.
Yes, but
there's
one of the major ones,
information, like education, like
gaming-wise, Minecraft and Call of Duty have attributed massively to the success of early YouTube days. Massively. We're talking like many of the first videos to achieve that 1 million views or whatever and all that were very much gaming videos. Gaming has always been a huge part of YouTube's identity. Yes, a lot of stuff came from cats and memes and music. But another big chunk of that hardcore fan base was very much in the gaming space. So I'm just gonna, you know, talk about the thing you said, which is how does gaming develop a child, right? Fundamentally, I agree with everything you said. Now, there's obviously a kind of important factor of how much they play and how they understand the balance.
Time.
Exactly. There's 100%, you know, a healthy way to approach gaming. And sadly, a lot of the big developers, I won't name names just so I don't get any trouble, but sadly, a lot of the big developers
try to take advantage of
like
a child's addictive nature or
exactly. It's predatory.
So,
and to the point where there are now, you know, games that enable gambling.
But gambling now is the number one thing. Like every creator is just gambling, encouraging gambling.
But it's not directly gambling in some games, but they're utilizing the gambling systems.
I mean, the FIFA unboxing kind of thing, the FIFA points where you buy packs. This is like the same concept as gambling.
Yes, absolutely.
And people spend endless money trying to get like this and that, which they don't get.
It's the same concept, absolutely. Am I gonna get a hit or not? So let's take a step back and talk about the positives. One, many studies have showed that gaming can foster a cooperative nature, can improve problem-solving skills. Because gaming isn't so with problem solving in gaming. The interesting thing is, as a gamer, you deal with technology on a very high level. Well, not an insanely high level, but you have to be tech savvy in order to.
You have to have a minimum standard.
Yes, and that minimum standard is higher than a lot of other aspects of life.
Yeah, and I noticed like little kids who like you would have to take them to a computer class. Like this is how you type. When you tell them now go play like Fortnite or something, like I see that he'll figure out like how to type, how to click, how to like go here and there,
set macros, it's the kids.
It's like the best incentive. Like in order to have fun, I have to learn this.
100%.
Yeah.
And then another thing is, you said it, that competitive element, but also reaction time and like just eyesight wise, there's a lot of link to. For example, seeing different colors, like being able to distinguish between different colors, all of that kind of stuff. So there is a lot of benefit to gaming if, let's say, it's channeled the right way. Also, just on a pure mechanics level, and you said this, but you didn't like speak about it in this element, which is gamification. What a lot of people don't recognize is that gamification is the most successful way for you to achieve anything. If you gamify your life, you'll actually be better at achieving your goals. And a lot of people do this, but they don't know. For example, one of the most subtle and seamless forms of gamification is the Apple Watch. For a lot of people, they took up finishing their 10,000 steps a day just so they can see those circles fill up.
My brother set it on like a low limit, so it keeps circling.
So your brother hacked the system, right? But
he just gets endless dopamine.
That's the weird thing about our brains, is that we love completion and we
like results. It's like early gratification.
Exactly. And so 100% gamification is, I think, the bigger element of gaming that a lot of people don't understand. Why do gamers spend hundreds of hours trying to farm a skin or a map or whatever, that sometimes that's not the enjoyable part of the game. But to them, they want to get this sense of achievement and completion, but their room isn't clean. You know what I mean? Why is that? Because the gamification element of it. But
building on, sorry, continue.
I was just going to take this back to the investment in schools here. So if you have something to add to that.
No, I was just going to add to your point. I am still, less than before, but I was a big Clash of Clans guy.
Okay.
And when I started off, like I don't know if you're familiar with Clash of Clans, but back in the day, it was a lot harder to like make money and build up and all this. Like, it's a lot easier now, and especially if you're not trying to pay to play.
Right.
So back in the day, like when I first started, I'm seeing like the top players' villages and like max out everything, and like it looks like something unrealistic, I'm thinking, man, I can't afford to just upgrade my town hall to like this low level, let alone this guy's one wall, which there's like hundreds of them, costs more than my entire town hall, like, it's like ridiculous, like I can't fathom. But then I see that when I consistently play, and I'm not even doing something like outstanding. I'm just showing up. I'm just showing up and just doing normal stuff. I'm not like a genius. I'm not doing a special strategy. And over time, I'm now reaching that stage, I'm reaching it, and now, alhamdulillah, I've reached it. But like I'm reaching that stage now, which was unfathomable. And this is very similar to real life, when you see like, right now, like I'm earning this menial salary and this guy's watch costs more than like my house,
right?
But you can reach this level as well if you go consistently, and even if you're not necessarily got like a special talent, like you're not a singer or an actor, or like you invent something,
Life doesn't reward those who do well. Life rewards those who do.
Exactly. So that was just like a very like Clash of Clans progress like taught me a lot, like for my mindset, for my social media, for just post regularly and you'll get there.
Just to kind of give you the difference between a regular great player and an esports player is 100% mindset. And I'm not talking about strategic thinking or whatever. Like some kids, they will beat a pro on a one-on-one, 1v1. Just like a 1v1
In one game,
off,
he might beat him.
he might beat him.
But in
But
a
an
tournament,
esports player has the resilience and the mental fortitude to not lose hope while losing and still maintain the endurance to play a whole tournament all the way through. That's why often what will end up happening is that a player will be knocked out into the losing bracket in some tournaments and make it all the way back to the finals and be the person in the finals.
and that is actually the exact same curve almost as an investor. So you know how you start off as nothing, then you get that beginner's luck, euphoria, crash down,
Right.
fail, maybe you panic sell and drop out and that's the end of you, or you continue, you learn from your mistakes and you build yourself up until you're making the compounding gains.
Yes. And a lot of
Yeah.
people don't see anything except that last part
Yeah.
of you just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
They don't see that.
They just see you
Slow.
started there and now you're there.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's also, 100% mental fortitude. Actually, one of the things that the gamers talk about in terms of like esports games and more competitive games is mental. Don't get tilted. Don't get salty. It's so many of our lingo is based on mental, because it's such an important factor. And an esports player has to go and review thousands of hours of his footage, if they're playing, and they have to do scrims and they have to do all these things. And throughout that process, they're thinking, what am I doing wrong? Where can I improve? What am I doing wrong? Where can I improve? I'm constantly telling people when they ask me for advice on how to improve in a game, never say it was my team's fault or it was an internet issue or
Yeah.
he's hacking or what am I
Take
doing
responsibility.
wrong? How can I improve?
Because that's the only thing that's in your control.
Yes.
You can't control the country's internet or like your teammate or the glitch or something.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe finishing off with this, where is like the gaming space? You said like, for example, they're giving out like 70 million in prize money. So like, what kind of projection can we expect in the gaming space, and who is making money in this space, and how can you make money in this space? So like, is there specific stocks that are good to buy? And by the way, nothing is financial advice, it's all for entertainment purposes and our opinions. But like, are there specific stocks? Is it like gaming stocks, media stocks, real estate around certain places? What is the way to make money in this space? And is it better to be a gamer or a streamer or a video content creator like yourself?
That depends on your well, that last part is really dependent on your skill set and your interest. So I'll say that just off the bat. Who's making money? Not a lot of people right now, but the companies providing services to the event owners are making good money. So for example, the people that are actually on ground executing on the esports World Cup, those people are making
Because they're
money.
getting like the contracts from the government.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the content creators. The content creators are making a lot of the money.
Yeah.
And they're working with both the government and the private sector. Think of, for example, the collaboration between a lot of the big clans with a lot of the big restaurant brands. So this is the thing. Now, the other thing is, what can people expect? Well, this is the thing I think a lot of people get frustrated by, that they don't see immediate return or immediate movement. We're growing in this space. Yes, there's a lot of money and a lot more to come. And because you want to be the hub, you're doing a lot to grow the industry. But right now, don't expect to make money. If you're going to come to Saudi and invest and you want to bring your company over or you want to do something, you should be in it
For the long haul.
for the long haul.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Aziz. It was a pleasure having you,
Pleasure's
and
mine.
we hope to have you again, inshallah, in future videos. And we'll attach your profile in the description so you can follow him, reach out to him, check out his content. And that's all for this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. And we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
See you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.